Hello, everybody. Welcome back to E20 Zone TV. The boys are back in the house. News broke last night about Gianluca Scamacca, so we're here to talk about it. To my right is Lucas. Down the bottom there is the most hated man on YouTube. That is West Ham
I don't know about
Online.
that.
You are the most hated man on YouTube. And over there is Mitchell, looking fine with a new trim.
I haven't got a new trim. I need a new trim, actually. Funny enough.
Well, that's what Alfie just said. Anyway, boys, how are we all doing?
I'm fine.
Average.
Average Joe from West Ham Online, and Mitch is all good. Right, let's get into this. Gianluca Scamacca. Lucas, talk to me about last night. Friziano comes out with some bollocks, and it gets exposed. Talk to me.
I was actually pretty disappointed in Fabrizio because I actually do like him a lot. And then after, of course, like as soon as the news dropped, it's just one of those like West Ham things where it's like, oh, just something else. Just add on to the pile of all the other things we have to stress about.
Good evening, everyone.
I was pretty
I've got my stress ball just ready for you.
What?
The stress ball. Carry on.
And I've got the gun as well to power for if you starts as well.
There we go.
But as soon as he dropped that tweet, I wasn't fuming. I was just properly annoyed because, like, again, it's just another thing to add on to the pile of worries and stress we already have. But I did have a feeling, even though I tweeted immediately after, I had a feeling that the article, and because it's Italian, I had a feeling the article was not really going to match the quotes that Fabrizio tweeted, and they didn't, because it wasn't even back-to-back sentences. He just picked certain sentences and quotes and then put them in a tweet like that's exactly what he said, which really annoyed me.
Right, read the tweet out for anyone who doesn't know, who's lived up under a rock over the last 24 hours. Read the tweet out, what he come out with last night.
Oh, his tweet. I have the article pulled up.
Go on.
We'll
read it out.
Hold on, I'll pull up the actual tweet real quick if I can get it.
I think I was fuming. I really was. I was thinking to myself, like, what's Scamacca doing to us? But then it's all come out, and basically he's trying to pull a move for his boy, isn't he? Getting back to Italy. Do you know what I'm saying? It's back to Rome. So
yeah, because I mean, I think we can all agree that, like, everyone has their favorite club. They have their boyhood club. There's certain managers they would like to play under. So whenever you hear something like that, when it comes out initially, it's something you don't want to hear. But like I said, if you haven't read the article, I'll actually drop, if I can find the article, I'll drop it in the chat for everyone. But the tweets. Oh, what are you doing, Alf? You're just sitting there.
Alfie's just sitting there, mate. He's ready. He's ready to.
Work.
He's actually going to throw.
Whatever. I'm just going to read the article.
Yeah.
I'm going to read the article.
Read it
so, this guy, Philip Cornacchia, I'm not Italian, can't pronounce that. He asked Scamacca on his feelings about the upcoming season, whatever. And Scamacca says, "Very beautiful. It was fantastic to be back on the pitch, and I felt excellent sensations. For the start of the championship, I will be in top form after the physical problems of last season. I am credited with luck. If I am well, and I am convinced I'll score 20 goals. I'm working a lot during the holidays in Sardinia. I did double training every day. I've seen more of the gym and the pitch than the sea or the beach." And then he asks, if you look back on last season, your first in England with West Ham, are you more disappointed with the injuries in the season ending early or satisfied with your Conference League triumph? And he goes, maybe people don't know it, but I played all year with a broken meniscus. Then at the certain point, it was impossible to continue, and I ended up under the knife. Until March, I played 27 matches, scored 8 goals. It could have been better, but even worse. The conference was a great joy for everyone. It was our passion from the beginning of the season. I didn't play in the final against Fiorentina. It's true, but of course I feel the conference is mine. I scored 3 goals in the cup in 7 games. And then I don't know why the picture I have pulled up doesn't have the quotes that he said, but then he was basically asked about Roma and whatnot, and the quotes that they pulled just weren't matched up at all. They were just pulled from the paragraph and made it seem like he said that back to back. But He said he wants to play under. Who wouldn't want to play under Jose Mourinho? Run boyhood club, like we get that, but he also said in the article that he's enjoying his time at West Ham, and of course, it sent all of Twitter in West Ham into panic.
Into complete meltdown. Alfie, I heard you sort of spitting. You wasn't happy with some of the stuff that was read. Explain.
Either way, I don't actually care that much whether he stays or goes or whatever he said or whatever. But I do think, yes, the tweet Fabrizio Romano put out made it seem worse than it was. But at the same time, I don't think he needed to say what he said. I don't know why he has to. Like, for me, that was a come and get me plea to Roma. So mentioning the current manager, who you know is only going to be there for a year or two more, I think fans are just deluding themselves into thinking he wants to play for West Ham because they like him as a player. And I'd hate to see what the backlash would be like if Mikel Antonio said anything of the sort.
Mikel Antonio had said that before, though.
Yeah, and we've seen the backlash, haven't we?
Yeah, and rightfully so. Do you know what I'm saying? But
apparently this is fine.
Yeah, but Fabriziano's took this massively out of context, hasn't he?
He has, yeah, but I still don't think he needs to say what he said personally.
I disagree on that. I disagree.
I think what he said was fine. It's just the way Fabrizio made the tweet in the way he done it was just disgusting, in my opinion.
Yeah, but listen, he's entitled to say whatever he likes. If he wants to, play for his boyhood club or something, it's no different than Alfie saying he wants to play for West Ham United if he's playing for fucking.
I thought you were going to say Arsenal.
It's different. Saying about the club and the manager at the same time when they're both currently there right now. It's a bit different.
Weird.
Yeah. What do you think, Mitch?
If he said separately about I want to play for Roma eventually, that's different. But I think the fact that he said, it's my dream to play for Roma one day, and Jose Mourinho, I could only get better underneath him. Look, I don't think it's a huge deal. I still don't like hearing him say it. I don't think he should have said it, but I don't think it's a massive deal considering the fact that he's still contracted to West Ham and as said that he wants to still try. At least he said that. He's not said anything negative about West Ham or Moyes. And he said that he was going to do well under us next season. So I'm not too pissed off about it personally.
See, nor am I, right? But has Moyes treated him all right, in your opinion, Mitch?
I don't know how Moyes treated him because I don't train at West Ham.
Yeah, but as in playing time.
Well, I would have liked him to have got a bit more minutes in the first half of the season personally, at times. But I think he was given a fair amount of time.
Yeah, I don't think he's been unfairly.
More than enough time.
The way Moyes wants to play, it's fair. Obviously, it's not fair that they bought someone like SCAMACCA, and Moyes has given the go-ahead to buy someone like SCAMACCA last season, who I never thought would have suited our system anyway. Me and Alfie said last year, we don't think SCAMACCA will work, and I said that there were better options out there, and I got crucified for it. But there's no doubting that I think SCAMACCA is a great player, and he could do well next season. If Moyes was to maybe get the sack after 3 months, maybe had a horrific start to the season, he gets sacked.
Right.
Get a new manager in that wants to play a style which would suit SCAMACCA, then SCAMACCA would be like, fucking hell, here we go.
You know what? I think this is why I love Elite Analyst. Everything he's commented in the chat has been right. It's called objective thinking. He's honest with what he's saying, and he's right. People saying, it's a big deal. If it was a player they don't like, they would say it's a big deal.
I mean, Declan Rice has said he's wanted to move from West Ham for the last sort of year.
He said he wants. All Rice has really said is he wants to play.
He wants to play Champions. Well, we want to play Champions. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But
it's different to saying I'd rather play under the current Roman. I think
he didn't say he'd rather.
Nah, I can't have that, bruv. I can't have that. West Ham ain't gonna get fucking Champions League. So he's obviously looking for a move, isn't he?
Off.
Do you know what I mean?
When he said it, we were like 3 points off.
No, mate, I can't have that one. Sorry. Like SCAMACCA, it ain't a fact, right? Because we weren't 3 points off, it was 5. So,
No, when he said it.
Yeah, but the problem is, Alf.
Either
Alf,
way, that's not a lot,
Alf,
is it?
I will get you a calculator, brother. It's all right. You know what I mean? I know someone who does calculators, right? What I'm trying to say to you is SCAMACCA's not a bad player, and he hasn't really been treated right at West Ham. He's had an injury. Well, how many times last year was he subbed off for Mikel Antonio to come on for 20 minutes?
Even Jack Elderton said it today, and I'll make him right. SCAMACCA's fitness was horrible. By the 65th to 70th minute every game, he looked like he was on the verge of death. I'm not even joking.
But that's because it's Moyes' system, Alf. And Moyes' system asked the strikers to run the channels more so than most strikers. But that is on Moyes to play that system when he knows SCAMACCA ain't that suited to that system anyway.
When SCAMACCA first came into the team and started games, we were trying to. Okay, it weren't working, but we were trying to play possession-based football.
No, Ralph. Don't give it all.
It wasn't just plain as that. Moyes has never been good at adapting.
Moyes played 5 systems last year, Alf. 5. And he still couldn't get it fucking right.
I said when SCAMACCA first came into the team, we were trying to play possession-based football. He wasn't running the channels. He really, really wasn't. We were trying to play possession-based football. And he
did cut the channels a few times.
The truth of the matter is, which people just need to accept, is his fitness levels last season were terrible. They were pathetic.
For the system we wanted, the system we wanted to play, I would agree to an extent.
But so tell me the system that we played last season then, because I can tell you 5. 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, 3-4-3, 5-3-2, fucking. You know what I mean? Like 4-5-1, fucking.
5-3-2.
We played all different fucking systems, and it was only because Moyes had no other choice other than to play 4-3-3. Fuck me.
In terms of system, system to me is different formations. System to me is sitting back, playing a certain way for over a period of time. To me, we only played 2 systems really last year.
Now, what was the 2?
The 2 that we tried to. Well, actually, no. We played 3 against the big teams in every game. We sat back a lot. In the first half of the season, when we sat back against teams, we'd sit deep when we was defending, and then when we was attacking, we'd build up slow and then try and hold possession. And then when we did it, we'd lose it. Then we'd sit deep again. In the first half of the season, when we was playing better teams, we was trying to keep possession more throughout the whole 90. Again, that didn't work. And then in the second half of the season, we went back to our old basic sit back, counter attack.
The problem is, right? The problem is, what I can't understand is people say they want change at West Ham. They want a different striker, and they want this and want that. Yeah. A striker comes out and it's probably frustrated because he hasn't played many minutes at West Ham. He's also been injured. He says one little thing that people have all got rattled over, and like it all blows up into like out of proportion, really. And he hasn't really even said anything of the sort recently. He has never said he wants to leave West Ham United Football Club. So I don't understand why people are on his case. I really don't understand.
There are a few people. I think now, after actually reading the full thing, most people have forgiven him. I don't know why personally, but
I agree.
He's done nothing wrong, though, Alf. He's done nothing.
Yeah, well, that's why they've forgiven him.
Well, forgive him for what? Forgive him for what? For doing nothing wrong. He's done fuck all wrong.
Well, that's why they've forgiven him.
If another player did say that, though, who people don't like
right.
Like Mikel Antonio, who people have a weird agenda against, if he said, I think Roma play really good football, or whatever he said, I'd love to play under Mourinho one day. There's a childhood dream of mine to play for Roma. You think, why are you saying that?
But Mikel Antonio, right, for how well he has done at West Ham, he's done very, very well. And I'll give him the respect where it's due. He has been itching to move from West Ham for the last 6 months. And that is true. Well, he has. Like he's wanted to
played. He's still played on. He's done his thing.
He's still played on like every other player's played on. Like Dex played on. Like SCAMACCA's played on. Like the reason it would be. But he's been injured, though, hasn't he? Like so, you've got to give him some sort of like leeway. I just think it's a very easy just to keep chucking these players out the door. When let's be honest,
I wouldn't chuck him out the door.
Well, you do want to sell him, Alf. Do you know what I'm saying? It's as simple as that. Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't want to sell SCAMACCA.
I don't either.
I think he deserves another season.
I think after the article come out, to me, it's a non-story. I think, yes, he said the words that he said, but it's Fabrizio put that in his own context, and then the article revealed something, in my opinion, much different than the tweet. But again, that's just my opinion, and I think it's a non-story now. But as soon as it was tweeted, again, it was another thing to throw into the pile of stress that is West Ham.
That's
James,
right.
I've got a question that I've been sent for you.
Go ahead.
It says, why did you ridicule Rice so much for transferring club when he never disrespected us in the media and put 100 million in our pockets? But you'll
because he's going to a London rival, Alf. That's the reason why. He's going to a London rival who are laughing at us, because they're sending our best player. Well, I'd rather him go to the best manager in the world and the best team in the world currently. End of discussion. I can see Elite in the chat trying to wind me up. He ain't going to wind me up, bro.
But how can you have a dig
at
at Rice for doing that move to Arsenal when City didn't want to pay us the amount of money that Arsenal were offering? So how can we accept that? Rice ain't going to go to City.
But that's a different discussion altogether. Yeah, at the end of the day, I had my own opinion on Declan Rice going there. Yeah, what I can't understand is people who moan about strikers at this club and strikers at this club, they don't give him no fucking time. Yeah, and they just want to chuck him out the fucking door. Like why do you? No, Mitch, you laugh, but you've criticised Mikel Antonio, calling him a Brentford doorman. You've criticised Danny Ings, right? You've criticised Danny Ings, and rightfully so. And you're saying about Gianluca Scamacca. Right, so you tell me a strike.
I'd keep him.
Right?
I literally said I'd keep him.
But the problem is, I don't understand why people are on this geezer's case. Right?
Because of the comment.
I just don't get it. What, one comment? Fucking how many comments?
That's it.
Everyone else said.
Him, whatever.
Well, I don't think you do want to keep him, Alf. I think
I do.
No, you don't. Do you know what I'm saying?
And to be fair, if we're comparing Mikel Antonio and Gianluca Scamacca, I think it's just evident that Antonio has come out with more statements that he's come out with more statements that have worried the fan base or rattled more than Scamacca. Scamacca's been here for a year, and again, to me, it's a non-story. But I want to keep Scamacca as well. It's his first year in the Prem. I thought he'd done okay, but I mean, we'll see how he gets on. And he got hurt, so.
Yeah, but that's the thing. He gets injured, and then people are still on his fucking case. Do you know what I mean? The man can't do no right, can he?
And he said he played with I don't think you can break your meniscus, but
probably
I'll tell you what, the Italian translation is not too great.
Exactly.
But, yeah, we might as well move on.
Move on to what then, gentlemen? Because I need to find out what Alfie's saying, because I've seen Alfie on Twitter turn around and saying about Gianluca Scamacca, knocking him.
What else do you want me to say?
Well, I want you to say basically exactly how you feel, because right now you're telling me you want to keep him, and what I'm seeing are two different things.
I'm seeing on Twitter as well. I'd keep him. I just think if he really does want to go, in an ideal world, I'd keep him. But if he really does want to go, and if he's going to keep, at the moment he hasn't. He's only done it once or twice. But if he's going to keep coming out with random comments like this in the press, then I'd want him gone, because I don't think his head would fully be at the club.
Yeah,
I don't think that's a bad point.
I don't know about that one. What you're saying there, Lucas? You cut out.
I mean, if he keeps saying stuff like this, like he keeps referencing Roma and wanting to play under Jose Mourinho one day, he keeps mentioning it 2 or 3 more times, I would have to agree with Alfie. Why would I want a player at the club that just keeps mentioning that he wants to play for his boyhood club while he's...
Yeah, if he hasn't got to that bit yet, and Lucas, I completely agree with you there. He's mentioned it once, and it could be because of the rumours going about, and he's a human being.
And if it was a big deal, he wouldn't be in Australia right now.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know about that personally.
Exactly. And this is what I don't understand. He's in Australia, he's with the team, and people still want to fucking criticise this geezer because he says one thing. Now, let's go into a dream scenario now, gentlemen. Yeah, you are all footballers. Yeah, you've played for different clubs, but your boyhood club is West Ham United Football Club, and you would like to play under David Moyes, right? And that's the one you like. That's the man that you want to play under. This is going to be right up Alfie's fucking street. Yeah. Now, I'm not being rude or nothing. You're entitled to fucking say that, right?
I don't think
Why is he not Alf?
If I'm playing for Caligari or whatever they're called in the Serie A, and I come out and randomly say, "Oh, I'd love to play for West Ham," and my dream is to play under Mr. Moyes, who is the best manager, and I think I'd do really well under him. The fans would be like, "Hang on, you're playing for Caligari. We don't want to hear about Mr. Moyes."
Well, no, I don't look at it that deep, though, bruv. Like, you're looking at it well, like on a level that is just completely out there. Do you know what I'm saying? He plays for West Ham United Football Club. He's entitled.
Yeah, but then why is Rice's thing bad? He's not done anything. He's just moved club.
But Rice is moving club, though. That's the difference. And the problem is, right? The problem is people are saying about getting Scamacca out the door for over one comment. You're going to be that hard on one comment. Do you know what I mean? If he goes and scores 25 goals next season or 20 goals and you laughed at that and said, "Oh, he ain't going to do that," and I've seen it all day and over the last 24 hours, people were saying about that.
If he gets 20 or 25 goals next season.
If he gets 20 goals next season, I'll tell you what I'll do. I have a bet with you right now. If he gets 20 goals next season, he's at West Ham next season, you've got to reveal your face. 100%. And we right, and that is in all competitions, bro. Right. Well, I'll give you fucking 500 quid.
I'll go on and yet deal.
Right? You got to reveal your face, right? 100%. Right? Because I know for a fact he will score goals. Because I know, say, early parts of the Europa League. Yeah. So, that's me skin.
Fucking hell.
You know what I'm saying? 100%.
Oh gosh.
Right. Is there anyone who thinks, right, we should sell Gianluca Scamacca in this chat right now?
I'm sorry, that was so
not
funny.
After one season, no.
No, I wouldn't sell him at all.
Alf, will you sell Gianluca Scamacca right now?
No.
Why? Why would you not sell him?
I actually really like it. Talent-wise, I think he's brilliant. I just think he needs to apply it more. And obviously, I think we need to build a system that suits him. But at the same time, I do think he's horrendous in the air for someone who's 6'5", like absolutely shocking in the air.
Again,
I also think
was probably one of our best players last season because he came on leaps and bounds in the second half of the season. Scamacca hasn't had the opportunity yet, so the same thing could happen to him.
He hasn't yet, but he's got to prove it, hasn't he?
I don't know.
It's hardest for strikers coming from a different league.
I agree. I do agree.
Because there's a player in there for sure. The goals he scored are absolutely wonderful.
And he shits all over Haller. Don't even compare him to Haller. I see Haller comparisons already.
And I just say
nothing like him.
I agree with Alfie. I think not only does he need to apply himself more, he also he's been here for a year. The Premier League is 100 million times different than Serie A. A full preseason under his belt with the experience that he had in his first season, I think we will see a different player. And again, for all we know, I personally don't think he's not fit. It's just, again, sometimes there's just that bit of culture shock in terms of different leagues. Like you can tell someone to expect something and they can be prepared for it, but until they actually get stuck in, you don't know how they're going to react. And people can say what they want, but until you are in the action, you just don't know. So I think Scamacca will turn it around and he will be more productive next season. And if not, I mean, he was great in the Conference League. I don't see why he couldn't be a dangerman again in the group stages.
Well, I'm going to say this. Hold on, I ain't worried about no questions. I've got enough questions. My phone's going off over there. Right, I can see the fucking lighting up. Right, all I'm going to say is this: 20 goals in all competitions, 4 competitions, 20 goals. I think that is fair. Yeah,
it's fair. I agree.
Hold on. Hold on. Let me land. Yeah. One thing I am going to say though, if Paqueta turns up and comes into being the player that we all think he can be this season, and he starts cooking, Scamacca will score goals, mate. Because Paqueta will find passes for him and do that. Do you know what I'm saying? And I do believe in Gianluca Scamacca. I think he's a talented player. Do you know what I'm saying? And I just think as a fan base, we're too easy to just chuck these fuckers at the door. Massively.
could, if he stays fit, I agree, he could get 20 goals in all comps next season.
Do you know what I'm saying?
It won't happen though, will it? Let's be honest. Who was the last guy who got 20 goals in all comps?
Oh,
For us.
long time ago.
Remember, we play Europa League now, though. That's the thing. And obviously
We
that adds a lot
do,
of
but we
games.
played the conference. But I think SCAMACCA, one, he won't play all the group stage games in the Europa League if he's our starting striker in the Prem.
Well, if he's our starting striker, then he should score more, then, shouldn't he?
And that is
He's definitely not going to get 15 plus goals in the Prem. I reckon he gets 8.
I reckon the way I look at
comps last season, didn't he?
And he got injured. Now, if he don't get injured,
That's what I'm saying. If he doesn't get injured, he's fit for the whole season.
Alf, get your face out, bruv, because you're gonna have to.
James, can I ask you the question that someone sent to me?
No, I'm not interested in that one's questions, mate, because I can see Taylor in there.
Someone sent to me.
Yeah.
I promise you, someone's begging me to ask it.
Oh, well, they can beg all you like. You know what I'm saying? Why should Gianluca Scamacca start this season? Should he start this season, Alfie? Yes or no?
If he wants to run a bit.
Jesus.
Well, is he a starter?
What is that comment? That's just ridiculous.
Yeah. If he ups his fitness levels, then yeah.
No.
Right.
First game of the season, do you start him out?
Right now?
Mm-hmm.
No, because his fitness is shocking. He can't even score against Boreham Wood. In a few weeks,
I'm not saying right now. I'm saying first game.
I don't know. I can't read the future.
I'm saying you. Would you?
No,
Yeah.
but I don't know if I would yet because he's not played in ages. I'm not sure what level he's at fitness-wise. I'm not sure if he's going to do well in pre-season.
Okay, fair enough.
I've got to get to this comment here. James, you need a bigger fan base, mate. More subscribers and your YouTube paycheck, your 500 put in your pocket. Don't worry about me, bruv. Do you know what I mean? I'm perfectly fine. Because I know Alfie's going to be revealing his face, mate. That's all I'm saying.
Someone called Elite Analyst is coming at you saying Alfie's just made easy 500 quid.
Oh, mate, don't you realise I always look after all the boys on here? Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I do. For me, he has to start over Mikel Antonio this season. 100%. I think Moyes has got to do his job and get the best out of this player. We've got a good player on our hands, and we've signed a good player, and it's down to David Moyes to get the best out of him. And the problem is, will Moyes get the best out of him, gentlemen? That is the question.
No.
Yes. Why won't he get the best out of him?
Well, I've always thought actually in a SCAMACCA system, he does thrive with wingers on both sides, proper running off him. It helps. Bowen's perfect for him, but a player like Ben Rama and SCAMACCA, it doesn't necessarily work. If we did get Barnes, it would really suit the
yes,
it would have suited
Totally
SCAMACCA.
agree.
Having Barnes and
like
Bowen
Lingard,
on either wing, with SCAMACCA in the middle would be excellent. Would have been excellent.
If he does start Mikel Antonio this season for how many years he's been here, what does that really tell you about SCAMACCA? He will be at the door, won't he?
It's not really. I think we know Moyes taking him fucking ages to get his head around a player and how to use them sometimes. So if Antonio does start maybe the first few games and then you start seeing SCAMACCA maybe come off the bench a bit, warming into the Premier League again, and then starts, then that's different.
Yeah, we'd have to see like the first 10 matches. Like if SCAMACCA only started 3.
I'd say less than that. I think we can judge after the first 5. If it doesn't make any starting appearances after 5 games,
it will be a bit worrisome.
Yeah.
What about you, Alf? Is Moyes going to get the best out of him?
No.
Why not?
Because
is it on Moyes?
On both of them.
Why?
I think actually SCAMACCA could suit a Moyes system if he played with the right players, which Moyes isn't providing him. People running off him for him to hold up the ball and spray balls out wide. I actually don't. I think he's much more suited to it potentially than Haller, but his effort levels off the ball, which have been criticised by Mancini as well, are tragic. So we'll see.
Mancini?
Yeah.
Why?
His Italy managers criticised his effort levels off the ball before.
Do you reckon he'll be here, SCAMACCA, come start the season?
I don't think Scamacca's lazy, by the way.
Nor do I, really. Nor do I.
I don't say he's lazy.
I think the only
what I've
criticism
seen of him.
The only criticism I've got of Scamacca is he doesn't header the ball, and he don't really sort of. Right, he doesn't do that. But on the ground, I think he's very, very good. I like strikers who sort of turn and want to have shots on the goal and try and make the keeper work from everywhere. Do you know what I'm saying? But I don't think...
Arnautovic was a bit like that, though. Arnautovic was 6 and 4 and he never really rose.
Rumour has it Scamacca lost to Anne Hegarty in the bleep test.
Well, fucking... So did you, bruv. Do you know what I mean? We don't talk about that. Anything else that you lads want to discuss on Gianluca Scamacca? Obviously, last night and moving forward.
I think overall, just need to brush it under the carpet. I don't think it's a big deal. I would start him at the beginning of the season personally, but like Mitch said, if he doesn't start right away, I'd probably wait a handful, maybe a little bit more games to see how many times he starts, and then we'll have our clear answer. And we still have 5 preseason matches to go, so a lot can change.
Very true. I'm just looking at the chat, mate. I'm baffled by the chat. Like, do you know what? We're getting to the chat questions. Do you know what I mean? Let's see what they've got to say. Let's see what some good. Let's get into some good comments, because this debate's gone a bit skew-if. No way Moyes will get the best out of him. Moyes' tactics are backwards. 10 behind the ball. There's no way planning for a forward-looking team. WestHamOnline, answer that one. Obviously, Moyes is your hero.
Well, that's your opinion, Black Country.
Yeah, fair enough. Can you imagine if Scamacca scored 19? That is just my luck, mate. Trust me, 100%. Oh, mate, I would literally be crying if that happens. But, you know, I don't mind donating. I always do. What else we got here? Let's have a look.
500 quid.
Scamacca could murder James's wife. Well, I'm not married, elite analyst, you know what I mean? But she's looking at me right now and wants to marry this hunk of a man. And he'll be on the stream abusing Moyes. I'm not abusing Moyes. Don't take it the wrong way, elite analyst. Do you know what I mean? We all know that you're the lover of him. Yeah, you're right, Taylor. Lucas has proven many times he is a football expert. Lucas is getting some...
I'm not.
Lucas is getting some love tonight. Would you sell
the P on his hat stands for plonker?
Perfection. Would you sell Scamacca and get Broja, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd keep him.
I'd sign them both. So I think Broja could do well from the left. I really do. Barnes don't want to live down south. James Ward said he doesn't want to
well from the left.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does do well from the left, bro.
On the left wing.
No, fucking left back, Mitch. Fuck me, what do you think?
What, so no, I'm being serious. You reckon he'd burn the left?
I think he'd be all right on the left, mate. He's powerful.
Shit.
What do you mean, shit?
And do what? And like, what? See the way Ben Rama struggles crossing balls in? Brian would be even worse.
I'm not asking him to cross balls in, though, bruv. You know what I mean?
So what are you asking him to do?
I'm asking him to score fucking goals on the left, bruv. That's what I'm asking.
On the left? He ain't fucking Cristiano Ronaldo.
Well, you know, imagine Broja left wing. You know, Moyes' sister, I'm crying for fuck's sake. Elite, that's the only time you ever fucking cry, mate. So, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Fucking hell. Elite's on one tonight, mate, honestly. I mean, Antonio is one of the best chance creators. Respect him. True. Mitch, what do you reckon on that?
He's a good chance creator. I agree. But he's not a good goal scorer, and that's the problem.
Good point.
Yeah. Lucas, what are you saying?
Yeah, I guess. I don't. This is just going off the hinges. I don't even know what's going on right now.
I know, mate. Mate.
I wish I was high for this. This would be so much better.
Elite keeps thinking that I'm scared to open up the fucking chat for him, brother. The other week, I spoke to him the other week, and he didn't say fuck all to upset me. Fuck me. Elite, have a day off, mate. Smoke that pipe. Fuck's sake. Right.
I need the
Alf,
pipe.
why is Alfie so negative? Alf, do you want to answer that?
Retake English language, Kevin. You failed on that one.
But what he's saying is why are you so negative, Alf?
He said, why am I so negative?
Well, you do nag a lot.
You do nag a lot, bruv. You do moan a lot. Do you know what I mean? You are like, so you're going to answer. Yeah, you are negative,
I'm not being
100%.
negative. I said I like SCAMACCA, I'd keep him, but I've been objective and said his comment was terrible.
James, I have your pants down, son. That's coming from an elite analyst. You know what I mean? Because he does love a bit of anal. Do you know what I'm saying? Elite, stay away from me, bruv, mate. Stay away from me. Don't come at the fat man because I don't miss. Do you know what I mean? Broder is nowhere near SCAMACCA. He's also broken. Is Broja broken, Mitch?
What?
Is Broja broken?
Fuck this. This is getting ridiculous.
Is Broja broken, bruv?
I can't do this.
It's a fucking
It's also
question.
broken.
Is Broja broken? Fucking hell. Is he because he's injured? Oh, fuck me, bruv. Usually, I can't get the staff. Can't get the fucking staff, mate. You know what I mean? SCAMACCA scored 3 goals with his head out of 16. He scored for Sassuolo. I know, but them goals he scored, fucking hell. Like, you know.
He scored 3 out of 16. What?
Yeah, he did. Do you know what I mean? I'll tell you what. Let's have a bit of fun. Lucas, send the chat, send the StreamYard in.
Yes.
Let's get him on. Do you know what I mean? Elite's not coming on though. I'm not having Elite on tonight. I can't be dealing with his rubbish.
All right.
Yeah.
Elite pose as a new man.
Yeah. He comes as a new man. You know what I mean?
Terrible analyst.
Comes as a lady boy.
Okay, sensible question. Can we all can and will SCAMACCA play potentially under Moyes and his system? Alf,
Good
yes or
question,
no?
Manager.
Yes or no on that?
What's that?
Yeah, but is it potentially, or is it, you know?
Well, if he
Fucking-
doesn't, I'm getting my £500.
That's a lovely question. I like it.
Yeah, so do I, mate. So do I. I would have Kane in, but Kane, for some reason, his link's not working, so I can't add him to the stream. So
I'll do it once it's sorted.
do you know what? I'm so glad I brought your stress ball, mate. Honestly, 100%. I fucking need it tonight. I knew it. I knew it. Right, Kane, what you saying? Talk to me. Kane, are you there?
Right. Hello, guys. How are you all doing? How's everyone's? Is it Wednesday? Yeah, can you hear me?
All good.
Good, mate.
We can.
Yeah.
It's one man's
Good, mate.
opinion that I
Hope
do
you're well.
rate. Right, Kane, what do you want to say, man?
Right, sorry, it was playing twice then. Can you hear me now?
Yep, 100%.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right. Look, with SCAMACCA, right, let's all agree his comments weren't good. They were taken out of context, but they weren't appreciated. And if the fan base are going to have a meltdown over Antonio, then they better be a similar judgment towards what SCAMACCA did.
But hasn't Antonio got to, if he's going to say comments, he's got to back up with performances, and he hasn't. We didn't in the final. We didn't.
Well, yeah, because he's for the club overall. He's backed up and pretty much been one of our best ever strikers, most goals ever.
How would you forget about the most goals? How would you assess him last season, Antonio?
Like most of them, to be fair, poor first half. I think the second half of the season he was really, really useful, and we needed him. And in a lot of games, I felt like he was quite key to us, especially if you look at the Arsenal game, the United game, and stuff like that.
I agree on that. Yeah, I agree on the Arsenal 100%.
Everyone picks on him for his finishing. We know it's shit, but the way we play, he's so useful for it. And I thought he played a really good role in the Conference League. I didn't think he had a good game in the final. I didn't think anyone ever had a good game in the final, apart from Emerson, to be honest.
I agree on that.
If you had a good game, though.
Paqueta was terrible, apart from that pass at the end.
Okay, that's a bit silly.
No, watch it back. Promise you, it wasn't just him. I'm not just digging him out, but he was crap.
You reckon Paqueta was terrible in the final?
Yeah, and before he played that pass, he nearly made them 2-1 up.
Lucas? Anything you want to add?
I'm just a fly on the wall right now.
Fly on the wall.
I disagree a little bit. I mean, I didn't think he was at his best. I didn't think he was terrible though, but that's just me. You're not going to get controversy out of me. I'm waiting for it to unravel.
Yeah, it's not controversial. If you everyone watched the game smashed out of their face, right? I even watched the game the next day and I said it was smashed. So I watched it again recently, and yeah, it was not a good game, but it was a final, and we did what we had to do.
If a bid come in for SCAMACCA and you get £30 million, would you sell him, Kane?
Yeah, given his comments, right, let's assess it from the beginning, right? Overall, he joined, it's his first season in the Prem with the club. He was injured for most of it. Fair enough, we go again next season. But given his comments that it looks like he pretty much wants to leave, given the fact that when he did play for us, he put the effort in of a fucking sloth, right? Get rid.
Yeah.
Anything to do with Moyes on this with SCAMACCA?
What can we really attribute to Moyes, really, apart from maybe we didn't play to his strengths, but I'm not really sure what his strengths are apart from a nice little finish on him. And yeah, he played him. He made him his number one when he was shit, and we didn't really win a game. I can't remember if we won a game with him starting.
He scored against Wolves.
Scored against Fulham.
Okay, yeah. Fine.
He was consistent.
Consistently good, mate.
Beat Villa and he started.
Yeah, that's
didn't.
true.
Oh, mate, but he didn't do fuck all that game, did he? Come off, didn't he?
He did start.
No, he started that game and come off for like half time, I think.
Right, Kane. Any final words before I let you go, mate? I do respect you, Kane. So you're all right. You're one of the good. You're one of the good ones. You know what I mean? So you're cool. Go on, man.
Look, I don't get why people are like trying to make this about Moyes. It's just one of those things. It does happen with transfers. We transferred a lot of players last year. There was bound to be one that was going to be like a an issue. He's the issue. I couldn't give a shit.
I actually totally agree with that. That's something I forgot to say. Whoever is blaming Moyes for this whole SCAMACCA whatever's going on, it's ridiculous.
Is it slightly unfair for SCAMACCA to have been signed by West Ham and Moyes, considering he never really suited the system anyway?
Yes.
I agree on that. Because he's basically been thrown into a situation.
Warburton as well.
Two sides can be right to this.
Yeah.
You just got to be right.
Right. And
If he didn't make his comments, then fair enough. Like, go again next season, give you another chance. But he wants to leave. But get rid. Anyway, I'll let you boys go.
Peace.
Good evening,
Kane.
It's been Kane. Who shall I go to next? Let's go to the true West Ham fan, aka elite analyst. Fucking don't ever blagger, elite. Fuck's sake. Welcome.
I am not elite analyst. I am a true West Ham fan.
Oh, goodness gracious.
That is definitely elite. Right, what are you saying, elite?
I say every single
God.
say exactly what club they want to move to. I think any time a
Sounds like Sneddon. That's Sneddon.
They should say exactly where they want to.
That's Sneddon on gear.
That's James from the Anvil, actually.
What you saying?
Well, I think SCAMACCA is the epitome of what a true West Ham player is all about.
A bit.
When you've had enough. I think he's got a point, to be honest. I think who would want to play for Moyes? Trophy winner, disgrace. If I was SCAMACCA, I would want to play for Mourinho. Serial winner, yeah. Managed Spurs, one of the biggest clubs ever.
Do you know what? I know this is elite because he's gone from Liverpool to fucking Cockney to Jamaican all in one fucking hit. Do you know what I mean?
I think every single West Ham player, if they're worth their
It's not James, it's James Sneddon.
Should go on
True West Ham fan
and say, I want to go to the club that I'm linked to. Yeah, if they're a true West Ham player, that's what.
God.
And then we should get on stream and defend them and say, listen, he's brilliant for saying that, and we should all support him. He's done nothing wrong.
This man is multicultural. I'll give him that.
It's true. It's true. He's a true West Ham fan, and we should all support him in these endeavours.
Anything else you want to add, elite? You know what I mean?
I do not know who elite analyst is. I am true West Ham fan. But I would say Mitchell.
You've got Jamaican now.
Mitchell, unfold those arms, you stupid idiot. Yeah?
Elite.
He's wearing
Elite.
P for Plonker. Alfie's wearing a hat with fresh for fresh idiot. You should be wearing a hat that says...
That's been elite. You know what I mean?
That was worse than Alfie's
You know
American
what?
accent.
I do rate Elite, but he does come out with, like, mate, that is some mental shit, bruv, isn't it? You know what I mean? That is a man who's got multiple personalities, bruv, honestly, mate, 100%. Like, I need to have a lie down and a fucking, like, cognac over that shit, right? Let's get into this one. Oh, look who it is. It's Taylor. Okay.
What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Tay, do not ever do a Cockney accent, bruv. Like, you know what I mean?
It's
Nah,
nosy.
bruv.
It's
What you
not.
What's going on? What do you want to know?
Fucking hell. Taylor, what do you want to say?
I just got
I don't
done
know
with
what I know
me
anymore.
babble and squeak.
Fucking hell. Anyone got any questions for Taylor? Do you know what I mean?
Does
No,
anybody
you
want
asked
any
questions, Luke.
journalist exclusives, opinions?
Nosy. As a loyal West Ham fan who fought fans in the away end at AZ Alkmaar, what do you make of Macca's fight for the club?
He's put up no fight at all, has he? It's been 1 year and he already wants gone. I think it's weak. It's weak mentality, weak player.
What happened to the Cockney accent?
Couldn't it? Oh,
Fraud!
Yeah. Bit like his journo skills, bruv. You know what I mean?
Well, I haven't been wrong yet. Have I been wrong yet? Have I been wrong yet? No.
Fucking, I've got another one who's got fucking multiple personalities, mate. What the fuck is going on tonight? Do you know what I mean? Talk to me, Taylor. Come on. Like, get out of your fucking split
James,
personality.
You've upset me tonight because me and you, we weren't on too bad of a streak. I somewhat disagreed with you, but I thought you were talking more sense lately. This SCAMACCA thing has baffled me. And it's mainly down to your treatment of other players. But for some reason, players like SCAMACCA can get such special treatment. And I'll finish. I won't drag on for too long. But the thing that grinds my gears the most is the ridicule of Rice. So much that Arsenal were the only club that bid the money that we want for him. His hands were pretty much tied. Sullivan wanted him sold, and he got so much of it. He's not a legend. He didn't captain us to nothing. I want him out the door, not etc. etc. Disrespected by most of the fans. And has put 100 million in our pockets and a trophy. But for some reason, we'll go out on a limb to defend SCAMACCA, who has no credit in the bank, hasn't done anything, and couldn't even get fucking match fit to play more than 60 minutes. I think it's disgusting.
The only thing is with Deck is it's very hard for a lot of fans. And Dan Lawless said it brilliantly on that space that you and Alfie done when he turned around and said that it's very hard to see him go to a London rival. And I do make him right. You see them creating and like laughing at us, like you see them come into this fucking space and into this sort of chat and say about, oh, we've got your player and like you're a small time club and all that. I can accept that from Manchester City fans when they've won it all. I can't accept it from Arsenal fans who've won fuck all.
But we've gone on to the fans now, so that's you're putting in external factors like Twitter trolls and fans, and you're tying that to Rice.
No, because you can't class every person on Twitter as a troll. Because I don't class you as a troll, even though you've got split personality, right? What I'm saying is that if people are going to come at certain players, they've got the right to do that. I'm over the Declan Rice thing. Declan Rice leaves, which he's going to leave, right? It is what it is.
I don't think you're over.
No, but the point that I'm making is you can be so harsh on brilliant servants, club legends, but yet you're so easy on SCAMACCA, and I just cannot understand it.
But SCAMACCA hasn't done anything overly amazing. I agree with you, but he hasn't done anything overly bad. He hasn't.
I disagree. I think that's sacrilege. I think that's absolute sacrilege to talk about moving clubs amidst already he knows there's rumours and controversy
around. About moving clubs.
What? Yes, he has. He said that Rome is his dream club, and he said that he'd love to play under Mourinho. If that's not twerking for another manager, I don't know what is. He might as well just be saying, "Please put a bid in for me." It's that.
No, because
that's straightforward.
What you can say is because of the rumours about at the minute, and the fact he's been interviewed, possibly about all the future surrounding him, then he's going to speak about it.
Yeah, but
which I agree with.
So, I mean, there's not really, if somebody puts the question to him, fair enough, but why has he just gone off on a whim to say, I appreciate Roma, I love Mourinho? There's no use in that. And to say that and to completely undermine the manager of his own club at the moment speaks volumes, and to say, I think I would flourish under Mourinho more. What does that tell you about what he's on his stance on the club and the manager? He doesn't even respect his manager enough. So much that he'll twerk for another and say, I'd do so much better under this manager. Well, and he can think that, but to say it in a public media platform like Gazzetta, crazy. Absolutely
I
crazy.
think Antonio's saying that Scamacca doesn't suit Moyes' system. Could be as
I
bad,
grilled Antonio. Mitch, I agree. I grilled Antonio. I think that's completely unprofessional. It goes against the rules of the dressing room. But my problem is you're not giving Scamacca his fair judgment like you would a player like Antonio. That's my problem.
Yeah, but isn't Antonio throwing Scamacca under the bus there, I'd say?
Oh, he is. Yeah, absolutely. And do you not think that Scamacca is throwing Moyes under the bus and the club here? So why aren't we treating Scamacca like Antonio?
It's like me throwing these boys on the channel are all in this together, yeah, and we all are, right? But it's like me throwing Lucas under the bus. I wouldn't do it, yeah. So you don't throw your work colleagues under the bus. You just don't do it. So why is it acceptable to throw him under the bus? Yeah, and he gets a pass because he's Mikel Antonio.
I just said that I don't agree with it. I don't agree with that. What I'm saying is I judge Antonio for that. I don't think that's okay. I think that's unprofessional, and I think that he deserves backlash for it. But what I'm saying is, why aren't we giving Scamacca even 1/3 of the backlash for undermining the manager, undermining the team, and practically twerking and putting us on the back foot in a transfer that could go terribly wrong, because this could even undercut his price at this point to say that he wants out. And when a player forces a move, it just makes the transfer that much harder. Why aren't we giving him any other judgment? It's it's just the inconsistency. It just really grinds my gears. But I think
you can only give him criticism this season. You really can't give him none last season. That's what I believe.
Okay. Well, because I've been really fair to Scamacca, right? He hasn't had the easiest of times. He's been injured. That's fair enough. He came in he didn't have a full pre-season. That's absolutely fair enough as well. I've been quite fair with him so far, and and for that I have actually put aside from what I've seen, I wouldn't call him a lazy player, but he doesn't put in the effort that he should be putting in. I don't know whether the entire broken meniscus thing is true. That's fine, but not even addressing the fact that the last season, because I've not really been a critic of his too much last season. I just put it down to injury, and I thought he'd kick on really well and he could set himself up for a brilliant season this season, which I thought he can have. But I'm just this interview that he's done, and the way that fans, it's just the way that fans can slate. My basic point is the way that fans can slate club legends and people who've won us trophies, and then can just so easily give Scamacca a nonchalant pass and pass the buck to Moyes, which is just fucking crazy to me. That's my issue. But
Moyes has got to get the best out of him, mate. That's what Moyes is paid to do. Moyes is an employee at West Ham United. West Ham United Football Club. That's what it is. I keep seeing about David Moyes. David Moyes is an employee. Just remember that. Right? West Ham United Football Club will live on past David Moyes. When David Moyes is gone and he's retired, West Ham will carry on. Like I keep hearing this about David Moyes. Yeah, but David Moyes is an employee to get the best out of a young lad who's come to the Premier League, and it's his first time in the Premier League.
Do you not feel that he afforded Scamacca every opportunity to succeed last season? And some things I feel last season, which it was mostly just out of both Moyes and Scamacca's control. It was injury.
Right. I think certain situations last season, I don't know about everyone else, but there was times where Moyes sort of threw Scamacca a little bit under the bus, right, in certain moments. We needed a goal against Aston Villa, and you bring on like Maxwell Cornet when you've got Scamacca sitting on the bench, which he's a goal scorer. Against Leeds away, he scores a great goal. We go 2-1 up, and he subs him off on the 70th minute.
Yeah, that was cool. I do remember that. That was bad.
Right, and if that's another striker at another club, and he's just scored a goal, the last thing you do is take off a striker who's brimming with confidence after scoring a goal. David Moyes subs him off. Why?
You could argue that Moyes changing the system at the start of last season, where he shouldn't have done, badly affected Scamacca because obviously the whole
Yeah.
team was playing shit and it was a system and Moyes didn't know how to play.
So that's
I was there for both games, and I look at the context to both of those games. Aston Villa, we were penned back across the halfway line. There was no way Scamacca was going to be able to break that line with the most sublime of passes, say, from Lucas Paqueta. He just wouldn't have been able to. He's too big, he's too slow. It wouldn't have worked. I actually agreed with the decision to sub Cornet on because I think if anybody was going to break the line, it was going to be Cornet in that game. And as for the Leeds game, by the 70th minute, it was walking football from Scamacca. He couldn't he was too tired. He could not physically go on for another 10 minutes, I don't believe. He just wasn't match fit. It was the right decision to win the game. It seemed harsh to take a player off on this.
Well, it was the wrong decision.
You feel
it was the wrong decision. It was the wrong decision because we drew the game.
He was knackered, James. Knackered, mate.
Yeah, but that's just, I don't feel he would not have scored. I can't say for certain just how we can't say for certain in any sort of hypothetical circumstance. But he just wasn't going to score that another from the way he was playing. And he had no energy. I've never seen him been able to go past 60 minutes consistently in a football match.
Right. So before I let you go, is Moyes to blame for anything Scamacca done last season?
The other thing I would say is the recruitment. I feel like the recruitment of Scamacca was poor to begin with. I feel like to make him play in the way that he has, it's quite a cliche argument, but it's true. He was quite isolated, and I feel it was a really difficult time for him to come in between the club because we were in such a transitionary time. We didn't know if we wanted to play the 5 at the back, the 4-3-3, etc. And the thing is, I'm not bothered. I'm not digging Scamacca out for last season. I understand. I thought injuries, fair enough, played with them. But my problem is people are critiquing Moyes' use of Scamacca when I feel he afforded him every opportunity to do well. And I feel that his treatment of Scamacca has been absolutely fine. But I feel like people are getting mixed up with making mistakes in the tactics and the boardroom of how we're going to play football, and mistaking that for, he's treating Scamacca like shit. Like, he can make mistakes in the tactics, on the tactics sheets without trying to throw Scamacca. Nothing's intentional with it. He's had a tough last season, but I just feel those comments and the way people have reacted to other players who've done so much more for the club and given them such more abuse for such little of things said than they have Scamacca, in which in this case I feel was a big deal from what he said. I just feel there's no consistency across the way that we treat players, and it's really grinded my gears. And it's really grinded my gears how people have tried to somehow throw Moyes into the mix as though he's the problem for all of this. But that's my final point.
Right, fair enough. So I'll let you go. Let's get in Richard B. Let's add him to the stream. Rich, how you doing, man?
Good evening, James. How are you?
I'm good, mate. What are you saying?
I was just thinking about David Moyes.
Elite's at it again. Fucking hell.
No, James, hold on.
Before I chuck you out, Elite, you know what I mean? Right, with your multiple personalities, bruv. Right, what are you saying?
Richard B, that was quite good, actually.
That was actually quite good, I must admit. I thought it was that fucking Sherlock Holmes. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
2 questions. What we've seen is you doubling down on your Scamacca opinion, okay? Earlier, you were saying anyone who criticizes him after those comments was a disgrace, not a West Ham fan, should be shot in the streets. Now, I think Lucas is feeling similarly, okay, quite sheepish, yeah? That what they
You sound like Nelson Mandela, I can't lie.
Lucas, how are you feeling about the Scamacca comments right now? What would you say? Having heard what people have said, maybe reread the comments, what would you say?
You really want to know?
Talk to me.
At first, when I saw the tweet, I wasn't pleased, but then I read the interview or article in its entirety, and I thought there was some all right context to it. And
Lucas, and sorry, James, I've got another question for you just after this. Lucas and James, you can answer this. Mitchell, you can answer this as well if you fancy it, mate. Lucas is like that one kid, at the back of the classroom, head on the desk, doesn't want to interact, James is paying you, mate. Yeah, James is paying you big wonga to be here. But anyway, Lucas, the question I would ask you, he's smiling. The question I would ask you is, what was I going to say? Do you think it's appropriate for a player who plays for West Ham United, okay, to go into the media and talk up a club that they've been linked with? I think no matter the context, that's wrong. Even if they've been asked a direct question on it, I'd say, listen, I'm a West Ham player. I've got nothing to say on the matter. That's what I would say.
To your question, if we're being absolutely specific, and I'm not going to put in any other side notes, but to answer your question, I would say, yeah, I wouldn't agree on doing that. I wouldn't do that. But, and here's my but, it is a bit more different when talking about your boyhood club, but still, I don't like to hear it if that's what you're trying to get. I don't like hearing that as a West Ham supporter.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to disagree with that. James, would you probably agree with that comment as well?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Ali. Listen, if I'm playing for like Leyton Orient and someone mentions about West Ham United, I would like to say about West Ham United because that's a team I love. If he loves Roma and he would like to play under Jose Mourinho, that's his prerogative. That's his opinion. Do you know what I mean? But he's an employee like David Moyes is at West Ham United. And he's got a job to do with us.
Somehow, I think, as you mentioned earlier, context is really important, and I think contextually, Gianluca Scamacca's been linked to Roma. If you're talking about a Leyton Orient player who was linked to West Ham, let's say Leyton Orient were, at the same level, or let's say a West Ham player whose boyhood club was Tottenham Hotspur, even if they weren't linked to them, that wouldn't be acceptable if they talked them up. Even if they had a season ticket, they still wouldn't be talking them up. You don't see Harry Kane bigging up Arsenal, But James, the real comment I wanted clarification on was yesterday. And
Go
this
ahead.
is grinding my gears. It kept me up late at night. Just last night, just annoyed with this. I'm still shadow boxing right now, getting a bit pissed off, to be honest.
About right, but carry on.
The comment I want clarification on is you said the exact words, David Moyes, greatest manager in West Ham history, according to Declan Rice, okay? David Moyes is a bad manager. Do you care to elaborate on that comment?
Yes, he is a bad manager.
He's a bad manager, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Does he manage any of the best clubs in the world? Elite.
Right. Okay. So De Zerbi's a bad manager.
De Zerbi's a good manager.
Does he manage any of the best clubs in the world?
He's got a project that is going up and up and up, and he won't be at Brighton for long.
James. I mean, that is just the most ridiculous. But
he has, though, hasn't he?
All right. Okay.
He's took Brighton. He's took Brighton, a team that lost their manager, and
James,
one of their
West Ham history.
Who's the best manager in West Ham history?
Yep. Just reel off a name.
Probably Lyle.
Okay.
Or Greenwood.
Okay. What big clubs did they manage?
They haven't got to manage any big clubs. West Ham's a big club.
Well, they're bad managers then. They're bad managers. You've just implied. Anyway, all I'm saying is that's a stupid line of argument, in my opinion. But James,
David Moyes is a bad manager because he doesn't get the best out of players who have got potential and talent.
James, he got a team, with Craig Dawson at the back.
Right.
Who else was in that? Aaron Cresswell, he's a bit of a nothing player. Yeah. Who else was in that team? Thomas Souček, who we all reckon was shit. Antonio, another one who. Ben Rama, who just come into the league. He got that team into Europe, not once, twice, but 3 times in a row.
David Moyes got us into Europe then, did he? Not the players.
Well, no. Well, listen, if you're gonna say it's the players, then
he just said that David Moyes done it. David Moyes picks the team, and then we've had rumours from other channels. From other channels
that team.
Right,
so a manager who achieves that and brings the club their first.
Right. You can't ask me a question and then answer the question for me, right? So let me answer the question, right? Now, at the end of the day, we have 11 players on the pitch that do the job. Yeah, we had a captain who was on the pitch doing the job for us to his best of his ability. We're losing that captain now, right? Now we will see about David Moyes if David Moyes is a really good manager. Yeah, your opinion is he's a good manager. My opinion is he's not a good manager. I don't believe he gets I don't believe he gets another Premier League job anywhere else other than West Ham, and that's my opinion.
I think any club in the bottom half, seeing what he's done at West Ham, would like bite his hand off. Really, I mean, I think you're underestimating the job he's done. But what I would say is this comment of bad manager. That's a very bold thing to say, James, and I think you should take it back. Alfie, would you agree?
Absolutely. I think it was disrespectful.
He's a bad manager.
Legend.
He's a bad manager because he can't beat a top 6 side away from home when Southampton's caretaker manager done it in one hit. We lost 20 league games last season, and you're turned around and saying that he's a good manager. What's he good at?
Ruben Sellers then. Ruben Sellers is clearly a good manager based on the criteria you've just given to define a good manager. Let's get him in.
If there's a project, what's Moyes' project right now?
What's Moyes' project? Sustainability. Yeah, we haven't really had that.
It's sustainability. We've gone from 6th to 7th to 14th. I would say that's going backwards, isn't it?
From 15th to 6th to 7th. That's ridiculous. That's an unbelievable achievement for West Ham.
So where do you want West Ham to finish this season, Lee?
Well, listen, if we win a trophy again, I'm happy finishing 17th. I think any West Ham fan would be.
So you're happy with 17th then?
If we won a trophy. I'm not happy with 17th. Of course I'm not. I want to see us win football games. But to say and go, David Moyes is a bad manager is one of the most mental things you have ever said, James.
Real quick from you two. Can we get our final points across? Because we do have one more person waiting in the wings, and we would like to get his opinion.
Whip me off. Lucas, would you say David Moyes is a bad manager?
I don't think he's a bad manager.
Mitchell, any thoughts?
I think Moyes is a decent manager.
I'll leave my point there. Thank you, James.
No worries, mate.
Yeah, straight up. Take it easy.
Peace.
Be easy. Be well.
You got to love a Lee. Do you know what I mean? Comes out with the history books.
That was Richard B, actually.
It was actually elite.
That is one of the funniest things we've seen.
Yeah. Hammer, how you doing? What do you want to say, man?
No, I just read SCAMACCA's comments, and like I feel annoyed, and a bit, but I understand because the thing is like, yes, he's leaving. He wants to leave to Roma, but the thing is like, and a lot of people want him to leave West Ham, but you don't understand. From one point, like, he's not playing at Moyes' style.
Yeah.
Right.
And two, he's been injured most of the time, so I can't like judge him and say, oh, you know what, he's not a good striker if he's barely played for West Ham and he's been injured most of the time last season.
Yeah, I don't think we've gotten an appropriate sample size, in my opinion. I think we've seen. I really don't think we've seen that much of him. I know he's played a decent amount, but I think there is a lot more to unlock, in my opinion, with him.
I think if we give SCAMACCA a chance, then yes, I'll be happy with that. Because who else are we going to get to replace Antonio? And plus, we've got Danny Ings, and I don't feel like at the age of Danny Ings, he is right now, like what, 34, 35, he would be tired from playing Premier League games. So that is one point. But my other side, I'm in the middle, but on the other side, you know what he said on Twitter that he wants to join his homeborn club, Roma. You can say, I mean, I feel like saying on Twitter, disrespected a lot of West Ham fans because, like, you know, this is because you pay for our club,
Yeah.
and you're disrespecting our club by announcing, "Oh, I want to join Rome. I want to join Mourinho." At least, you could have just said it after like once the contract from Roma is officially done, saying,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to playing with Roma. I'm looking forward to playing with Dybala. I'm looking forward to going to Roma and see his Mourinho structure, how he wants to play with me. But again, it's just it disrespects to the in disrespect to the fans, and like so it's hard to to choose um from both perspectives.
Yeah, I agree. So for you, would you start him or sell him if it was you in charge? It is a bit of a tough one.
I would. I think because if I say that, I would start him, I would feel like I'm being more hypocritical. But after I'm saying that,
If you could choose to start one today, who would it be, Antonio or Scamacca?
Not today, but say next season. Next season, both fully fit, Antonio or Scamacca.
it depends on the front three we're pitching. If we're, if we're doing
Okay, fair enough.
Let's say we'll put this scenario in. Let's just say it's Benrahma, Bowen on the wing. Who would you start striker?
That's hard because Antonio's got the strength.
Yeah.
That he can defeat. But the thing is that
He goes down like a sack of potatoes.
Scamacca's got the headering ability that we can rely on.
Ooh.
Don't know about that one.
I disagree. I think his heading is awful.
He's been when we bought him from Girona. A lot of people saying from before when we played against Wolves at home, and one of the commentators said that Scamacca is really good with his headering ability.
Commentators from time to time, unfortunately, talk shit.
I know, but they're basing it on his previous experience before he went to West Ham.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I didn't watch him before.
It's hard to choose. Would you pick someone who's got the strengthening ability, or someone who's got the headering ability? I know, yes, we've got players like Suchek and Ogban and Zuma, who's really tall players, but again, they're from at the back, defenders. So, I mean.
So you sound like you're leaning more towards Antonio.
I'm in the middle.
It sounds like me.
Turn the TV down, James.
Unless we get another striker, if we get another striker to buy and sell one of the three strikers we have, and that player is good, then yeah. Say if we buy someone like Mr. Dembele, who's currently free agent.
I was just about to ask you that before we wrap up. Yeah, if you had a preference of a striker to bring in,
I would say you get someone from free agent.
Okay.
Because we've seen on BBC Sport that there's so many good players in the English Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
That's been currently in the free agent. But I checked last Monday where they showed European sides who released their players like Hazard, Asensio, for example, De Gea, Ramos. We could use someone from the free agent side and save up money even more.
There's not many good strikers out there though in the free agent market. That's the problem.
I don't know,
unless you want to sign Mbappe Timmy Gomez.
No, I don't want to.
What about a loan? What about a loan deal?
I mean, the thing is that, like I said in the beginning, if we want to buy a player, we look at Felipe Anderson and Haller. We all know that Haller and Anderson didn't fit into our style of play. So our question is that I feel like if Moyes and the owners, they don't think about if we buy, let's say if we buy Dembele, I'm worried that or whoever that we buy, that I'm worried that the owners and the manager that we've got, Moyes, is not thinking, he's not gonna fit in. He's really fit into our style of play. So that's another thing we should worry about signing. But you're asking me which striker we should sign, even if as a striker, you have to ask, does he fit into our play of Moyes' style, or putting Ben Rama and Bowen, play like Guy Horas from Luton Town? Will he fit into our style of play? That's the point. That's the
Who's that? Sorry.
Guy Horas is a Luton Town.
Oh, the Coventry striker.
No.
Oh, yeah,
No,
Coventry.
the Coventry striker. Coventry striker. Guy Horas.
Yeah.
He's just gone to Sporting Lisbon now.
That's something I'm seeing an example like
Okay.
I'm playing with random players. So we have to think, does he fit into our style of play? That's the problem we always have. We always buy players at the start that we buy, but they don't.
What about Eddie Nketiah? Someone like him?
Nah, you don't want him, do you?
I'm not a big fan of Nketiah. I don't think.
Good man.
Listen.
Oh.
I just feel like if again, like I said, like it wouldn't fit into our style of play if we had Ben Rama and Bowen. I'm just thinking of realistically, he would go to play like a lower team club. No disrespect to Nketiah, as like if you played from like Leeds United, you desperately need a striker, or like or maybe Luton Town. I'm just joking, but maybe Luton Town. Nketiah.
What about Broja? Would Broja be, if you can get him on a loan deal potentially, depending on his injury?
That's the thing. Another problem that we always buy players that has injury prone players, and we can't risk getting we can't risk buying a player for like 20 or 30 million, and then we realize oh wait, he's an injury prone player, so I can't really, like, again, if you fit into a team like Southampton that we did 2 seasons ago, then that would suit him. But again, he barely played for Chelsea.
Yeah.
I want to play that, it doesn't have to be like a world class player.
You just want him to fit the system.
Yeah, I want to fit into the system, and I don't want like someone that's got the.
So you want a cheaper option that we can say.
Or like someone who can who's played enough minutes and played enough games last season.
Yeah.
Because McTominay barely played, Zakaria barely played for Chelsea, Harry Maguire barely played, and he's become Manchester United's #1 flop. So we can't really rely on players who it was like second choice team players like McTominay and Zakaria, and we can't have we can't buy someone who was it was currently the #1 flop at Manchester United. We need to get players who's actually started in no matter what league they played, and we need to get players who's like in form.
I think you speak a lot of sense. I think that's an underrated thing that people don't think about all the time, and I'm going to leave on that before we go. I think availability is the best ability, and I think a player that can just consistently shows up and can play is just incredibly important. So, Hammerman, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it, mate.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, boys. We've heard it all.
What did you make of that? I think you just carry on. Well, I was a bit busy.
Oh, I think we should wrap it up there. I think it's a good time to wrap up now, isn't it?
100%.
I think he made some very good points. Quickly, just touching on the panel today. I think everyone who's came on, the guy just now made some very, very good points. I'm not quite sure what his name was, so sorry for that.
Hammerman.
Hammerman TV.
Hammerman TV.
Hammerman.
If he has a YouTube channel, go and subscribe. I'm sure he's commented on this. But alongside him, I think Richard B. Jesus, he was on fire tonight.
All right, Fever, send us on home.
Yeah, I will do. Yeah, listen, please do subscribe and like this content. I will say that. One thing I'm going to say before I wrap up is everyone's opinion is their own opinion. On here, open it up and allow people to say what they want. Do you know what I mean? I don't like what they say, but I've got to respect it, and I respect all their.
What can they expect in the future from each one?
You to reveal your face, bruv. 100%. Yeah, I mean,
coming at the end of the season, people. If people missed it, me and James made a bet. Now, if SCAMACCA gets 20 goals, I've got to show my face.
In all comps.
In all comps.
Nope.
If he doesn't, I get £500. The bet was made earlier in the show, so if anyone wants to remember the name of the show, so we have future footage of the bet.
Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry.
Hey, impressed.
Yeah, but if he gets sold,
what about if SCAMACCA is sold in January?
No one will.
He has to complete the season.
I'll take 250.
He has to complete the season. Right, we'll wrap it up there. Please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel. I'll be back tomorrow night. I might do a Have Your Say show, have people on and have a discussion about different things. Obviously, we will have to talk about why this Arsenal deal is dragging. Do Arsenal have any money? Or are they stalling for some other reason? We don't know, but we'll talk about it tomorrow. Anyway,
and we're going to do a Love Island final watch along.
Goodbye, Alfie.
No, we're not.
Take care.